what happens to you, as you might from an outside perspective. But I never really lose a certain kind of boyish wonder at all that's happened to me. And I confess that it still has.
The Saskatchewan Roughriders meet the British Columbia Lions in Vancouver tomorrow night. Due to a TV blackout, this game will not be seen in Vancouver and Victoria. Now stay tuned for the National next. This is the CBC Television Network.
We kill still. Our safety, because it's against our civil liberties and our freedom if we make seat belts mandatory. And telling you that on October the 18th, 1974 is a very interesting observation. Nor can we, for the same reason, reduce the speed limit, because it's very important for Canadians to conquer the asphalt behind their four wheels. And so we thought that you might like to know whom to avoid when you drive, after you've avoided yourselves. And therefore we've thought of 4 rules as you drive on the highways and the byways and the throughways of this land, which is only 1/5 ours. The first rule, of course, is that will cheer you and please you no end, is that you must avoid French Canadians. That's the first thing you must do. Especially French Canadians who live in Montreal, who are 19 years old, who haven't been driving for a long time, who aren't very clever, and they tell you that's the rest of us, and who drive a dark, be very careful, a dark-colored car with fenders rusting away and who need a wash, the French Canadians, that is. Now, you avoid them by moving away, bitching about Bill 22. Now, rule number 2 is that you must avoid the tail crasher. He's a bore if you're a woman and a son of a if you're a man. You must avoid him, and you do that by turning your car around and head crash him. Rule number 3, you must avoid the horn blower, because he has a rendezvous with death and he can't wait, and so he'll blow his way to hell. You avoid him, of course, by getting out of your car, walking nicely to his car. You explain to him that your car has broken down, and if he would be so kind as to fix it for you, you'll blow his horn. And rule number 4, you must avoid men drivers. Women are better drivers than men because they drive less often, and they drive more slowly, and they are more maddening. But the enchantment that their presence creates, well, it's a symphony of mortar and steel, which makes men pop all over the place with accidents. So you avoid men. How you do that, I really don't know, but I leave it to your imagination. And to your imagination, I also leave the list of our guests for tonight because we must have a break for commercials.
If you take an interest in being interesting, you already know what good clothes can do for you. Simply buying good quality isn't enough. Your clothes deserve to be looked after, given the regal touch, Miss Brown's personalized treatment. And that includes the clothes you wear to work. After all, your business associates see more of you than most people. The right impression means so much. It takes so little effort to look your best all the time. Simply dial Miss Brown's number. Miss Brown's offers courteous, convenient home pickup and delivery. When you put a lot into your clothes, you'll get a lot more out of them. Let Miss Brown's give them the famous Miss Brown's treatment. Miss Brown's number, 637-6741. 637-6741.
If your TV set is limping along with a picture that doesn't fill the screen, if your picture constantly rolls, is blurred by snow, or jumbled with diagonal lines, chances are your only problem is a bad tube. Well, now you don't have to pay for an expensive service call just to replace a bad tube. Because with this free handy guide and these numbered tube tabs, it's so easy to do it yourself. All you do is unplug your set and remove the back panel. Now take out the tube, sticking a numbered tab on the tube and the matching number on the socket. Next, take your tubes to the nearest drugstore that has an automatic tube tester like this. By following the simple directions, you can tell immediately if your tube is weak or burned out. Replace your bad tubes with guaranteed name brand tubes. It's easy to put the tubes back by simply matching the numbered tabs. So save money by replacing bad tubes yourself. Pick up this free handy guide and free set of tube tabs at any local drug and variety store displaying this banner.
Ladies and gentlemen, a very special person in very special places, Mr. Randy Bishop.
Let's spend the night like we used to do when we were first falling in love. Let's take a walk, we'll take off our shoes and count all the stars above. And when we are through, I will buy you the moon with a little blue. I love how your eyes meet mine. I love how you squeeze me oh so tight. I love how your eyes meet mine. I love how you meet me in the night. In very special places we both know. Oh, my little baby. Do you remember how we discovered something that never ends? Back in the days when we were lovers, we didn't have to pretend. And just like before, I will ask you for more with a little song. I love how your eyes meet mine. I love how you squeeze me oh so tight. I love how your eyes meet mine. I love how you meet me in the night. In very special places we both know. Do you think you'll ever forget me? Or do you think you'll always remember how I love how your eyes met mine? I love how you squeeze me oh so tight. I love how your eyes meet mine. I love how you meet me in the night. In very special places we both know. Very special places we mine. Oh, my little baby, I love how your eyes meet mine.
Randy Bishop will be back with us later on in our program. And now, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like you to meet Margaret Atwood. Well, I've been waiting for this for some time.
Yes, I think we have friends in common.
Well, we have ourselves in common, which is the beginning of wisdom. I have here your poetry, I have here your books, and I have so much here about you that I think it's going to take me hours. You've been at Loyola, McGill,
Yes, yes. Mm-hmm.
and last night you opened an all-Canadian bookstore,
Oh, I didn't open it. They opened it.
and you were there.
Yes, I was there. It's called The Double Hook, and
The Double Who?
The Double Hook. It's
Why that?
after a novel by Sheila Watson,
Yes?
and in the novel, I think the quotation is that half of the hook means glory and the other half means fear, but
Yes.
in the bookstore, half of it means English Canadian literature and the other half means French Canadian literature.
I see.
Which is
Yeah.
the glory and which
Yeah.
is the fear, I don't know. But this is, it's
Well, we
been
can guess
opened by 3 women. You know, this is a symbolic number, and it's on St. Catherine West near Green Street, and they've taken an old, what used to be an old dirty restaurant, and they've painted it white inside, and it is now open.
And all their books are there? Canadian books, American books?
All,
Canadian
no,
books only?
Canadian books
Only.
only, and they haven't yet received all of the ones they've ordered.
Oh, I see. Well, that
This
would
is
take
always
some
the way
time.
with
It always
books,
takes time.
yes. Mhm.
Are you married?
I think that's probably an underhanded personal question.
It is underhanded and personal, but I'd like to know a little bit about your personal life. You are married and you live on a farm, I'm told.
I live on a farm, yes.
Yeah. And you are happy living on that farm?
I'm very happy living
on that farm.
Yes.
Can I ask you, though, why you did not go to school until you were 11 years old?
Oh, I did go to school, but not all year.
Yeah?
Yes, I went in the winter.
What happened in the
I didn't go in
summer?
the summer because I was living in Quebec.
People go to school in Quebec even in the summer?
No, I went to,
Yeah?
I was living in a part of Quebec where there was no school.
I see.
It was up near Temiskaming, and
Yeah.
I did not live in a village or a town or a city. I lived in the bush. So I didn't go to school, luckily.
Luckily? Why?
Well, I never have liked sitting in chairs.
Would you like to sit on the floor? Right?
I don't think that would be, I don't think the producer
Proper.
would like that.
Proper, yes, proper. Can I ask you, what rejoices you?
In general, right now or in general?
In general, life.
Yes, I would say right now my farm is a source of rejoicement to me. I have a number of animals there, all of which are very interesting. And it's a kind of Noah's Ark. I have something of everything, but not very much of anything.
Do you think that you have a mission?
No.
No mission?
No.
None at all?
No.
A mission is being imposed on you, though.
Somewhat. Several missions. Lots of missions, yes.
Are being imposed on. But a person who once wrote, you know, like you did, take away the artist and the audience can never achieve self-knowledge. Solzhenitsyn, you know, said something like that. And he has a mission.
Yes, but there are lots of artists. I mean, it doesn't have to be just one, does it?
What would you say your missions are?
As I said, I don't have a mission, so...
So therefore that does not enter your mind, and you don't feel that you have one?
No, I think that, you know, a writer writes books,
Yeah.
and a poet writes poems or composes
Yeah.
poems, a novelist creates novels.
Yeah.
If I had a mission, I think I would be a preacher.
A preacher.
Yes.
Well, we'll talk about that because we want to talk about survival after these commercials, okay? Will you stay with us for that? We'll be back, ladies and gentlemen, after these commercials.
There's a feeling about.
Well, welcome back, and I'm sitting here with Margaret Atwood, and we want to talk with her about your book, Survival. Why did you call it that?
Well, it was one of those things where you're trying to figure out the right title. And I think that was one of the key phrases in the book. And some people said, well, you can't call it that because it's too stark.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's too... however, we went ahead and called it that. It was a kind of group decision.
Well, what decision did you make when you call it survival? Survival, is it a kind of credo for Canadians, a set of rules for Canadians to survive by?
No.
You didn't mean it that way.
It's simply a book about Canadian literature.
Mm-hmm.
I think what upset some people was that it assumed that a literature takes place within a culture. That is, that a literature is not something that you study in an ivory tower.
Yeah.
And that there is some relationship between what people write and where they live.
Mm-hmm.
And,
there is a relationship
yes.
between that.
Would you not say that there is?
Well, some authors would claim that they can write
merely about things universal.
Yes. Michel Tremblay told us once that it's by writing about the local that it becomes universal.
I think this is true.
Yes?
Yes.
It's quite true.
Yes.
To you.
It's true to me, and when you read other people's writing, I mean, no novel is set in a vacuum. You know, it isn't set in a place.
And is this what makes you a Canadian writer? Could not an American writer, no, it's because I got balled up in my English. Oh, how's that? Could an American have written Surfacing?
No.
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 He could not.
I do not believe so, no.
No.
She could not.
Could a man have written Surfacing? Could a man have written Surfacing? No. No? All right, then what is there? One thought that literature was universal and that it represented universal values which transcended nations and countries.
I'm sure this is
and
true,
sex.
but every writer belongs to a nation, a country, and a sex. You know,
Yes,
you're not born without
and every
being-
reader too, I suspect.
Very
Yeah.
true,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I suppose one could arrange to be born on an airplane over the Arctic Ocean
Yeah.
or something, of somebody who is neither a mother nor a father.
Yeah.
Get around it that way.
One could arrange it that way, yeah. They're doing that in England, yes, with test tubes, yes. But tell me, some authors have said, really, that you are on a nationalist kick, and that being on a nationalist kick, you therefore tend to see and defend things which are Canadian. And some people have even claimed that authors and artists get on a nationalist kick because they don't have the talent to be universal. I don't believe that in you, but I know. What do you answer to that kind of nonsense?
I say, why don't you look at the sales figures of my books in the States and in England?
Yes.
That's what I say.
40,000 of survival alone
That's in
Canada.
Yeah, well, that's your nationalist kick, you see.
Yes.
I mean, you see, if you take what some people say,
Yeah.
I mean, you've got the whole range,
Mm-hmm.
right? Some people say that it's a pinko plot,
Yes.
you know,
Yeah, they've said that.
and some people say that it's a petty bourgeois right-wing plot.
Yeah. Yeah.
Who are you to believe?
Yeah. But I think that some people have also said that it may be very pessimistic. You see, you seem to think that Canadians are people who see themselves doomed to failure. You write somewhere that we merely survive, we never win. You say that if Moby Dick were a Canadian novel, it would be told from the point of view of the whale. You say that Canada is a place of exile, at least in the frontier sense of the word, rather than a place to be conquered.
Yeah, no, I
Okay.
don't say that Canada is these things.
Yes?
I say that the writers reflect these attitudes. Now, that isn't the same as saying it is.
Well, we are that then.
No, I'm saying that the writers write that. This is a book of literary criticism.
Yeah, but the writers, therefore, and surely a writer looks at reality, and he grabs hold of reality as he understands it,
As he understands it, yes.
and therefore the writers and your book Survival, which is about Canadian literature in English, all right, takes that reality.
Okay, what
And
the book
analyzes
actually
it.
does, let's just go back. I think if you look in it, you'll see that it says that perhaps these attitudes were necessary when the country was in a certain stage of development. But I also say that perhaps, replaying them to ourselves like this influences us in that direction. That is, why should we be thinking this way always? Now,
Well, what is happening now? I read many, many years ago, Arthur Lower to the preface of his Colony to Nation, in which he derided people who said that Canadian history is dull. Then he listed a whole list for a page and a half of the most magnificent things that had happened. And he says, if that kind of history is dull, then I suggest that it's the Canadian people who are dull, and we've had statistics to prove that. Now, it seems obvious that you are now suggesting that in our literature, which has been a way of looking at ourselves, all right, we have been somewhat negative.
Yes, and in Quebec also, I might add.
Yes, but we don't want to talk about that because that brings in another dimension, I think, to our problem. But we have been somewhat negative, and now you are suggesting a moment ago that something is happening.
Yes.
What's happening?
Well, I think what is happening is, to me right now today, because it just happened yesterday, it's symbolized to me by this bookstore. I don't know, when did you grow up?
When did I grow up?
Yeah, I grew up.
Well, you won't tell me if you're married, I'll tell you when I did that, but I grew up as part of the Depression and the Second World War, if not the first. And
you're a little bit older than I am.
Considerably,
I
I
went to
suspect.
high school in the 50s.
Yes.
And at that time, the pervasive attitude in the whole country, it seemed to be, from what you read in magazines, was that Canada was really a very second-rate country, that the United States was wonderful, that we should all be doing things that way, and that baseball was wonderful and nobody talked about hockey. It was like that.
But now this is changing.
Now it has changed, yes. Since about 1965, I would say. Especially 1967.
Canadians have taken on a new dimension of their vitality?
Well, perhaps. I hope so. I don't know. They're looking at themselves anyway, rather than just at other people and saying, aren't they big, aren't we small?
But it seems to me...
is this enough?
Well, is that enough? Yes. Surely one of the great troubles of Canadians is that they cannot define themselves.
Well, I think one of their great troubles is that the industry is being sold out at a greater rate than self-consciousness can grow.
I see, yes. And that creates a conflict of interest.
Well, it will create an economy that's totally owned by another country. That's,
and then if you are, I see, and therefore you can't own yourself and can't own your literature.
Well, that means no publishing companies, no books published, etc.
Except what the others decide.
That is right.
Do you think that the success of Survival has changed you?
Has changed me. Well, it's made me somewhat less naive and a little bit more cynical.
More cynical?
Yes.
Even though you just expressed hope a moment ago.
Not about Canada.
No?
I think about, well, I didn't know anything about politics, right? So I found it kind of a shock when I got these things, this is a pinko plot, this is a bourgeois, capitalist, imperialist, whatever it was. I mean, I just didn't know that these kinds of political groups existed and that they would say these kinds of things, and it really was quite a shock.
But you are now a celebrity.
But they still say those kinds of things, you see.
They still say...
This is what makes one cynical. I mean, it's in a way like, you know the myth about descending to hell. There's a three-headed dog, and you have to feed each of the heads.
Yes, as you go down.
You can't feed all the heads. No.
Are you writing something now?
A novel, yes.
You're writing a novel. Can you briefly tell us about it, or is that a secret?
That's a superstition.
That's a superstition?
Yes.
Well, on that note, then, we will have to wait for that, and we thank you very much for being with us. Thank you very much, Margaret Atwood.
You're next, Parker. What is it this time? Another air-conditioned rocking chair?
No, sir. It's a new game. I call it The Inventors.
Welcome back. I wasn't too sure whether I was going to be allowed to do this. That is, to talk to you. I thought that I was going to be just allowed to listen to you very nicely, but I'm very pleased that I'm going to have a chance to at least talk to you for some brief moments. How does one travel from classical piano to what you now do?
You're asking me in 2 minutes to tell you
Your life story.
Oh, I don't know. I listened to the radio and bought popular records when I was in grade school, so it's not a matter of going from that far to that far. When I tried to study classical voice in college, they turned me down because I auditioned with Yesterday by the Beatles, and they said I sang it so well that they would ruin me, so I quit studying classical music at that point and decided to be what I'm doing.
You like what you're doing?
That's what it's a reflection of what I like, I think. And I don't necessarily like what I'm doing, but I try to do what I would like to hear.
Which is nice music. It's nice music?
That's what I like.
It's nice music. They all say it's nice music. They all say it's very nice music. Yeah, you're now living in Montreal.
Right.
And you've been here?
2 years. This month.
Yes?
Yes. Permanently 2 years.
Permanently 2 years. And everything is going well with you?
Yes. Very well.
Yeah. And you will sing us now another song?
Yes.
Will you do that? What is it called?
It's called Don't You Worry.
And I won't worry.
Okay.
You sing it. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, Randy Bishop and Don't You Worry.
Don't you worry, you're in love and that's alright. Don't let it scare you when you wake up late at night. You might feel like screaming, but you've got someone who cares for you. You're not alone, baby, now there's two. 'Cause I'm lying here right next to you. So don't you worry, don't you worry. Said don't you worry, don't you worry. Don't you worry, a new life's come to you. And don't it feel good? Your whole world seems brand new. Oh baby, you're not dreaming, 'cause you've got someone who cares for you. You're not alone, baby, now there's two. 'Cause I'm lying here right next to you. So don't you worry, don't you worry. Said don't you worry, don't you worry. If you feel like spring sunshine and you don't know the reason you're in love, you're in love, you're in love. So don't you worry, you're in love and that's alright. And don't it feel good? Your whole world seems so bright. No, babe, you're not dreaming, 'cause you got someone who cares for you. You're not alone, baby, now there's two. 'Cause I'm lying here right next to you. I'm right next to you, baby. I'm right next to you, darling. So don't you worry about a thing. Don't you worry about a thing. 'Cause I'm right next to you, darling. So don't you worry. Don't you worry, don't you worry, don't you worry, don't you worry, don't you worry.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Randy Bishop. Well, our next guest does not have anything to worry about. In fact, he tells the story of how, as a young reporter for the Montreal Gazette, he refused a $10 payoff. Well, we listened to this laudable display of honesty and morality, and we decided to invite him anyway. He wrote this book, Why Rock the Boat, 13 years ago, and he's now produced it into one of the major Canadian films we have ever seen. Ladies and gentlemen, will you please welcome William Weintraub. I went to see your movie this afternoon.
Good.
I had not been to a movie in an afternoon since I was an undergraduate. And that was a long time ago, as no doubt I told you a minute ago. And I liked it.
Oh, I'm glad.
I liked it. Why did you attempt to do a comedy? Canadians don't do comedy.
Well, as I said, I was rather surprised. The director of the film, John Howe, and I have recently been out to Vancouver and back, visiting the cities where the film was about to open and talking to people about it. And we kept meeting with faint surprise that we'd attempted a comedy. And I evolved the theory that Canadians essentially are not serious people, they're not humorless people. They enjoy comedy, but yet they feel that somehow it ought to be imported. It's not something we make here.
I see, yeah.
I just got that feeling, and therefore a little surprised that we had attempted this.
But is this a comedy, or is it a satire, or are we just playing on words?
Well, in this case, I think it's more of a comedy than a satire, in my opinion.
I'm going to ask you a series of questions to which you do not have to reply. Were you a journalist?
Yes, I was.
When and where?
Well, I worked for the Gazette while I was going to university in the summers and in my spare time from 1943 to 47. Mm-hmm. And then I joined the staff in 47 and stayed on until 49.
And so out of your knowledge and out of your experience, you're creating the rocking of the boat. And which character are you?
I'm all of them and none of them.
All of them and none of them?
Yes. Let us say, I think
which one would you like to be?
Well, I'd like to be the boss, of course.
That son of a...
Well, he has the power and the ability to fire all those fellows. Surely that's an enviable
But he's
position.
a horrible man.
Oh, yes, I suppose so.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. It seemed to me that it was an atmosphere of cynicism, of tyranny, working in an atmosphere of madness, surrounded by tyrants, maniacs, weak people.
Yes.
Sexually overdriven people. Yes. How did you manage to survive?
Well, obviously I have survived, and in retrospect it was very interesting. There were some terrible times that we all went through, but when you look back on them, you're rather pleased that you did live in those times.
And survived them.
Yes, and I think it was great to have a villainous boss. I mean, what we lack today are real deep-dyed villains. Our bosses are generally very nice, understanding people who've taken courses in industrial psychology. But to have
I'll bring you some of my friends from some of the labor unions who may have another story.
Perhaps.
Yes.
Perhaps. But in journalism or in white-collar activities,
yes.
To have a fire-eating, villainous, tyrannical boss added a little spice to life.
Do you think that things have changed very much in the press rooms of Canada?
Well, I don't know about Canada. I think the newspapers in Montreal have improved. The English language papers have. Probably
the atmosphere of...
yes, I think that the newspaper people are better educated, less and less eccentric. I don't know whether they're more interesting.
We don't know about that. You gave us a satire and you gave us the truth. And, or did you do that?
I tried.
To give us the truth in a laughing sort of way. Well, because I want to come to that, to a point in that, which appears to me very interesting, and we'd like to watch a scene. But before we see the scene, I'd like to set it up, if you don't mind. It's a scene of of the movie, and if you remember, the young reporter, Barnes, has gone up north to be deflowered. And he goes up with Julia, who for some reason cannot make it, and goes off to Mont-Tremblant.
That's right.
And he's picked up by the wife of the city editor.
Yes.
And together they pop. And it is this scene which we are now about to see.
Yes, they make some popcorn together in the
That's
shadow.
what I meant, of course, sir. That's what I meant. And here is now this scene which will be remembered in Canadian film history.
It's strictly platonic.
Isn't that sweet? You don't kiss and tell, do you?
I think I'll make some more popcorn, shall I?
Can I try?
Yes, sir.
What do you suppose makes it pop?
I guess it's the heat, the conduction and convection of the heat.
But not everything that's hot pops.
No. But here you've got a tremendous pressure building up.
Inside the corn, you mean?
Yes. Each kernel has a soft interior, and the heat makes it swell up enormously.
Until it pops.
Yes, it sort of has to explode.
So each pop is a little explosion.
Well, it looks little to us humans, but if you were a kernel of corn, it would be pretty alarming.
You explain things so well.
Thanks.
You know, what interested me was not the play on the word pop, which I think is a fascinating way of doing it, but it was the fact that he seemed to be completely overwhelmed by still being a virgin.
Yes, that was a problem for him.
Was it a problem for all of us in those days?
Well, I can't speak for all of us. It was for some people I knew.
Yes?
Yes, it seems to me. As we say in the film...
At the Gazette in your time, yes.
Well, I never took a... It was the time of the Kinsey report, if
Yes,
you'll recall, but I
yes.
never took a survey. But in the case of this particular chap, in 1947, we say he had two problems. One was to hang on to his job, which he loved dearly, and the other was to get rid of his virginity, which he detested, and that was his problem. And today, I imagine the problem might be reversed for young people. I don't know.
Well, to lose a...
I think
What would be the reverse of what you have just said? But it's too complicated. But why would he want to love that bitch, Julia? I mean, she is a bitch.
I would...
She's incapable of making up her mind about anything. She wobbles around like an automaton. I mean, it's very well acted and everything else.
Yes.
But it seemed to me that, well, there ain't any popping there.
Well, I think that in those days, a young man could easily have his head turned by a distant, aloof young woman. And he could idealize her, and her very coolness could set him on fire. Perhaps they weren't as practical then as they are now.
Or perhaps not so crazy.
Perhaps.
Perhaps. Tell me, one of the interesting things also about the film is the fact that there are no scenes of nudity.
Well, I think the film...
It won't sell, surely.
Well, I don't know. I think nudity is a bankrupt and unimaginative way of trying to create an erotic atmosphere in a film.
Yes.
I think eroticism can be done in a more subtle and more imaginative way with people keeping their clothes on. And some reviewers have said this about the film.
Is that it's more erotic?
That it's more erotic
yes.
because we don't do the standard tired old disrobing in the bedroom bit, which we've all seen 100 times, in which
the only thing we see in your film in which he's disrobed is that he's taking a bath as he types.
That's right. Yes,
I'm going to install that on my bathtub. I think it's a very fine idea. What are you working on now?
Well, I'm working on some documentary films at the National Film Board, and possibly some ideas for future feature films.
And are you working on a novel?
A little bit.
And you cannot tell about that too either, I suppose, because like Margaret Atwood, that's probably superstition.
Well, I think most writers feel if they talk about it too much, they won't write it.
Oh, is that true?
I think so, in my case.
There's
You talk it out, get out of your system, so there's really no incentive to write it. If you keep it bottled up, maybe you will write it.
Well, William, I thank you very much for being with us, and I hope that everybody is going to go and see your film, because I think they're going to come out like I did, and the 50-odd people who were there this afternoon at 10 to 1, we came out with a big smile on our face.
At the Avenue Theater.
At the Avenue Theater. Thank you very much. Well, hello again. Our next guest is a lawyer. And when you talk to a lawyer, you have to be prepared. So we brought a book along so that we would know roughly what we're going to talk to him about. He is Mr. Franklin Choufi, and he has been in the news lately as the lawyer of former RCMP Constable Robert Samson. I'd like you to meet Mr. Choufi. How does it feel to be a famous lawyer?
Feels good.
Why, you're going to get more clients?
Probably.
Because of all this publicity you're getting?
Well, I had quite a few clients even before that case.
Yes, I suspect that, yes. Yes, otherwise you would not have gotten that one.
But an important case like that does bring a lot of clients after.
Yeah. Can I ask you why Mr. Samson came to you?
Yes, his mother called me up. Because his mother saw me on, I've done quite a few programs on Channel 10. And his mother saw me on TV, and that's why she called me.
So I should call you? Yeah. You mean to tell me somebody's going to call me, but I'm not a lawyer, so I don't have that problem. Oh, I see. So she saw you there, and she called you because her son was in trouble and needed some help.
Well, she didn't know any criminal lawyer. She saw it became a criminal matter because the police had searched her home. And before the police searched her home, well, she didn't think she needed a lawyer. But after the police searched the home, then she saw she needed a criminal lawyer. And I was the only lawyer she knew.
So the family came to you?
The mother called me up. And
I see. And now, where are we now in this case?
Well, he was arraigned. He's charged. He's before the courts on 2 counts. The count of possession of an explosive substance, that is a bomb, and of placing the bomb with the intent to injure people or damage property.
Well, Mr. Choufi, I have a problem, which I think is a serious problem.
Not of the same nature as Mr.
No.
As my client?
No, not that. But the problem that I have is, and it's purely hypothetical, and it seems to me that here is it's quite conceivable that a man who has been in the news since the month of July, and who has been, whose every move has been reported on the front pages of the newspapers and in the first stories of radio and television news programs. And a man also, and we are all in hypothetical cases still, who goes before a fire commissioner's inquiry court and is held to be criminally responsible. Isn't it all over?
No, well, I think what you'd like to know is, no, it's not over yet, it's just starting.
It's just starting, but is it possible for him really to have a trial, I mean a jury, who will be impartial after all of this?
I'll answer the first part of your question. Because a fire commissioner has found somebody responsible does not mean he's guilty at all. It's just like in a a murder case, how many coroners have found witnesses criminally responsible and they've been acquitted subsequently?
I see, yes.
You got to remember that 75% of the proof that was made before Commissioner Delash will not be accepted by a court.
None of that.
I figure about 75%. First of all, you have Mr. Samson's testimony, which can never be used against him. There was hearsay evidence admitted, which can't be used against him. Yeah. There were proof of declarations which he supposedly made to police officers. But at a trial, this proof must, before the proof is accepted by a judge, it must be submitted to they call it a voir dire, a trial within a trial, to show if the declaration was taken voluntarily and
You mean to tell me that we have been living a comedy since July?
No, it's not a comedy.
Well, why did we go through all this nonsense?
I'll tell you exactly why. Here's what happened. Mr. Samson entered a hospital approximately 20 of July.
Right.
The Monday following, the police knew I was in the case. They advised me that he would be arraigned 3 or 4 days later.
Yes.
Then they got orders from somewhere to hold a fire commissioner's inquiry for one basic reason, so they can find out the motive of the crime. Why was a bomb placed at Mr. Dobrin's residence?
Why is that important?
Well, I think it's quite important to know, which
Why?
we don't know yet.
The important thing is to know is who did it.
Well, no, not only who did it. No. First of all, right now we don't know who did it.
That's true.
Nobody's been found guilty of placing a bomb there.
Oh, there's a difference between being held criminally responsible and guilty.
Well, you can be held criminally responsible but still be free on the street.
I see. I I understand. All right. Now, the reason that you said they held this was because they wanted to find out why
the motive of the crime. Why was that bomb placed at Mr. Dobrin's residence?
Well, did they have hypotheses for that?
They had 41 hypotheses.
What?
41.
41 reasons.
I must say that the police, with what they had, which was no witnesses, nobody who saw the person place the bomb, did a wonderful job, and they did an excellent job. And I was amazed at the work done by these policemen.
But what were some of these 41 reasons?
Well, the 41 reasons, they checked everything out. One of the there was a question of the strike at Steinberg's.
Yes.
There was a question of somebody trying to bring in their products at Steinberg's. There was the question of whether somebody wanted to infiltrate his own security agents at Steinberg's.
I see.
Whether it was a question of politics, whether there was a question of gambling, whether it was women involved.
And did not the coroner, what do you call him, a fire commissioner?
The fire commissioner.
Did he retain these 41?
No, in his judgment he said he set aside completely 39 hypotheses, and he says I must retain 2 without having proof which either the 2 is the motive or if any of the 2 are the motives.
Yes.
But he put aside 39 motives.
In this book here, which is called Les Statuts du Québec, 16 Élisabeth II, 1967, 17 Élisabeth II, 1968, she seems to be living a long time, Statutes of Quebec. In the article number 15 of chapter 16, it says that no investigation commissioner without an order from the Attorney General shall hold or continue an inquiry into the circumstances of a fire or explosion after a person has been accused of an indictable offense relating to such fire or explosion. And that could have been stopped almost immediately by placing Mr. Samson right away in accusation.
Definitely.
Would there then have taken place what they call a preliminary inquiry?
Right, which is going to be held on the 12th of November.
What do you mean?
A preliminary.
Before we have the trial, we're going to have a preliminary inquiry?
Definitely.
But we just had one.
No, this is a fire commissioner's inquiry. Here's the...
I'm sorry, really, but I find a lot of taxpayers' money is being wasted here.
Well, I think it would be very important to know how much was spent on this.
But with all this evidence now and these 41 hypotheses plus the 2 ones that have been retained and the 35 others they'll find out between now and then or think about, will all this come into the inquiry?
Not at all. At the trial?
No, but you say that we're going to have an inquiry first.
No, a preliminary hearing is when the Crown presents its proof against an accused.
I see.
But all these hypotheses
will disappear.
Will disappear. Because now what the court wants to try to find out is whether Mr. Samson is guilty or not.
I see.
The motive of the crime, that's finished. Nobody wants to know that right now.
We
want to know at trial was Samson the one that placed the bomb there or not?
So then the trial will not concern itself for the reason why it was planted at Mr. Dobrin's house. I see.
Be concerned whether he's guilty or not.
I see. On Chapter 16, Article 25, it says that the ordinary rules of evidence in criminal matters shall apply to the inquiries held by the investigation commissioner.
Well, this is an article which every lawyer tries to invoke. You're supposed to have the same rules of evidence that in ordinary criminal matters are supposed to apply in this fire commissioner's inquiry. But believe me, this article is never followed. I objected from the beginning, and the fire commissioner told me that it doesn't apply because before him there's no accused, and this article relates to the accused, and before him there's only witnesses. Well, this we know, there's never any accused before the fire commissioner, they're all witnesses. So this article should apply, but it's never apply. We let hearsay evidence in, we let suggestive questions. There's no...
Do you have a chance to cross-examine witnesses?
Oh, definitely.
Do you have the chance
Mr. Delage gave me the latitude of cross-examining all the witnesses. And I mean, I can't say anything against his work.
Critics have said that this, and I think Mr. Diefenbaker has risen himself to speak against this type of procedure, that he felt it was an abuse of justice and an intervention, something against the rights of Monsieur Samson. Civil rights, and do you agree with that?
I agree with Mr. Diefenbaker. He even called for an end to this inquiry, which is peculiar to Quebec. Quebec is the only province which has this.
Why? Because we have more fires than
No, I don't. There's no special reason, because we're the only province that enacted the law. I don't think there's any. I don't think we have more fires than anywhere else. You know. But here's what it is. Our law is based on the British common law. A man is presumed innocent.
Yes.
A man is never obliged to testify. The Crown must prove him guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. And the reason for this law is to protect the innocent men.
Yes.
And it's said that it's better for 9 guilty men to go free than 1 innocent man to be incarcerated.
But what contravention of Mr. Samson's civil rights took place, in a sense?
Well, we're forcing him to testify.
It's
against our whole law.
Yeah, but if it's not admissible in the court of law,
definitely it's not admissible.
Well, then we've done nothing.
We've done whatever is said is not admissible, granted, but the prejudice caused to this man. How can 12 jurymen have the clear mind, impartial mind to find this man innocent or guilty? Everybody in the province has read about the Samson case.
Yes. So even if you ask for a change of venue, you'd have to go to Siberia.
Change of venue anywhere in the province. Everybody's heard about it. Whether we go to Sorel or we go to Balafus,
so that's very difficult.
It's going to be very difficult to find 12 impartial jury people.
Yeah. You are a criminal lawyer.
That's right.
Is this the most interesting case you've ever had to...
Well, it's different from any other case I've had.
What sort of criminals have you...
Well, I've had quite a few murder cases.
And things like that? Rape and things like that?
Armed robbery.
Well, it will be fascinating. Maybe you write a book and make a movie about your career, but it's all the time we have, unfortunately, and I thank you very much, Mr. Chouffé, and thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, and we'll see you next Friday night at 11:45 for midnight. Good night, and thank you.
Next, we invite you to stay tuned for Monty Python's Flying Circus.
This is CBC Television in Montreal.
Now Black & Decker has come along.